And hello, my fellow nerds out there. This is Orgulin Richie, and welcome back once again to Doki Doki Literature Club Blue Skies mod. So, last time we left off at this pole rain section, and a lot of people might be thinking that I would skip it, but it has been a long while since I played any DDLC content aside from the FNF mods, and I don't remember anyone's words at all. So, but anyways, we started off on this mod yesterday, and we're gonna be continuing it today. So, and I kind of want to go down the Sayori route again, because we're gonna go in these routes in the same order. So Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, Monica. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, Monica. Unless there are more routes in the game that I probably don't know about, if there is any. All right, so let's see if I remember. I'm pretty sure Sayori likes happy and sad poems. So it's gotta be something that's between happy and sad. I want to say sadness is, but and I know that probably would be a Sayori word, but it sounds like a Yuri word to me. I don't know. Okay, wait, was calm one of them? Yeah, it was. Okay. Oh my god, hey, look, it's heaven sent. Anyways, let's see. Was it misery one of them? All right, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'm pretty sure nibble is a Natsuki word. Milk. uh, crap. Maybe I should pull up a guide to this. Okay, here we go. I got my guide up. I got it pulled up. Let's see. Let's see. Music. Which one of these? Wasn't hope one of them? I have a feeling it was hope. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, alone, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, makes sense. Intellectual. Oh wait, yeah, I remember this one. Death. Yippee! Yippee! I don't know why I always make that. I always know why I always make that joke. It's too good. See, childhood. Yeah, childhood just makes sense. Let's see. Vacation, Valentine, frightening, romance. No, horror is definitely Yuri. Let's see. Inferno, Lily. Pretty sure she only has like five L words, and it's neither of these. Giggle just feels like a Natsuki word. It feels like a Natsuki thing. No, yeah. Oh wait, no, yeah. It says that right here. Like her Sayori's only G word is grief. So. Oh wait, romance is one of the words? Oh. Okay, let's see. Sunset, I know that for a fact. See, I'm pretty sure precious is one of them. Yeah. See, summer. Oh yeah, that's what season is right now. Forgive. Oh yeah, forgive is one of the words. Yeah. Okay, well, 12 out of 20. Okay, this is gonna take a little while, isn't it? Flower. Pretty sure laugh was one of them. Okay, yeah, there we go. 20 out of 20. Richie, fancy meeting you here. Yeah, what a coincidence, huh? Seriously speaking, though, I'm happy to see you back here. I would have been disappointed if you ran away on us. Hey, I enjoyed myself last time, so why wouldn't I come back? True enough. Feel free to make yourself at home before we start our club activities. Thanks, will do. Well, I'm back at the literature club. Suri and I were the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, Richie, I'm glad to see you here again. Who knew that something so simple would warrant so much thanks? First Monica and now Yuri? I know it may be a bit overwhelming to be thrown into a new hobby so suddenly, much less an organization centered around a hobby. So don't hesitate to let me know if you need any help. Or any other club member for that matter. That is to say, feel free to ask any of us for assistance. Right, thanks. I'll keep it in mind. Don't worry though, it's not like I've never read anything before. I even remembered to write a poem for today, if you'll believe it. We'll believe it when we see it. Hey, it's not like I need to have a university degree to write a poem. It was just like another school assignment. Although it might be a little new to me, it's not that hard. I mean, you would be writing poems in like elementary and middle school, right? Because I'm pretty sure they teach those in English classes like all over the world, or you know, any language class for that matter. Or well, I guess technically just literature classes. It makes sense, but like. But in my writing class, I had to learn how to write poems, like all kinds, like rhyming poems, haikus, all that. I had to learn about that. It's not that hard to write a bad poem, you mean? She's got me there. And that's why I never said I wrote a good poem. Natsuki smirks at me, seemingly pleased that I'm not offended by her teasing. Well, good is often subjective when it comes to subjects like these. I'm sure you did fine, Richie. Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. Try not to overhype my work, though. Yeah, Yuri, if you keep your expectations low, you'll never be disappointed. That is honestly very good advice, and that's advice that I follow to this day. As long as you keep your expectations low, you'll never be disappointed. Besides, I bet this is the first extracurricular Richie's done since high school started. So extra work is probably really foreign to him. Again, she's not wrong, but she doesn't have to say it like that. Natsuki, you're being unfairly harsh. Richie, what would you say your main hobbies are? Wow, she's really putting me on the spot here. I know I'm playing into your teasing right now, but yes, I spend a lot of my time playing games and watching anime. And that's all you need to know. That's a bit rich coming from someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. What? Natsuki sputters to a halt. It looks like certain someone knows how to dish it out, but can't take it. Ha! Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Richie always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He's always been there when I needed it. So when we were kids, he'd always be around to help me with stuff. Oh, you two are childhood friends? I glanced at Sayori. Despite her cheery recollection of her childhood memories just then, Yuri's question is a reminder that we haven't spent much time together in a long time. It's a tad awkward. Yeah, we've known each other for a while, haven't we? We smile at each other. I'm really hoping we could use the club to reconnect. Such a history with one another. I imagine you shared so much together. You could say that. Would you believe Sayori is still as clumsy now as she was 10 years ago? Hey, meanie, that's not true. Oh? Did I tell Yuri about the time you tried to cook lunch and almost set the house on fire? Her face turns pink and she rushes to interrupt me. Anyway, I'm sure you two could be just as good of friends after all. You're both in the literature club now. Yeah. Look forward to it. Yuri looks hopeful at hearing this, although I can't help but wonder. Given the maturity and intelligence she carries so elegantly, and how her passion for reading is much stronger than my own, will it be as easy as Sayori thinks it is? Still, it's worth a try at least. Yay! Oh, Yuri, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori. Eh? Me? It's not much really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. Whatever it is, I'm sure I'll like it. What is it, Yuri? Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. I was going to wait to give it to you at the appropriate time, but... Eh? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Now I've ruined the surprise. The two girls both looked dolefully down. I guess that means it's me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So this is still a pleasant surprise to me. Just knowing that you went through the effort to get me something makes me feel really welcomed. No matter what, I'm sure it'll make me happy. Is that so? Of course! Thanks for being so considerate, Yuri. You're welcome. It was the least I could do. Anyway, if that's the case, here it is. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know... discuss it if you wanted. Oh, the girl, she's so flustered. I don't know why I like Yuri so much. She's just too adorable. This is how is how is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I might possibly like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, but I'm abruptly cut off by Natsuki. You didn't want him to feel left out? What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to say he doesn't like my books or something? Because that's just not true. He freaking loves manga, just like me, right, Richie? It looks like another Yuri Natsuki argument is cropping up again. Dude, honestly, I'm surprised on how much my character is just so used to it at this point. He's only been in the club for like a day, and he's already used to it. I glanced over at Yuri to find a variety of different emotions break over her face. She seems conflicted between standing up for herself and backing down to keep the peace. After a beat, she opens her mouth to speak, her resolve strengthened. Natsuki, that's not what I meant to say at all. I was simply referring to the fact that Richie may not have much of a literature collection himself, given that he has said that he is not a reader. Giving him a book in a totally different genre would benefit him in broadening his knowledge of the literary world. Yuri suddenly appears to notice all of the eyes on her. I apologize if I worded that harshly. No, you're fine, Yuri. While I definitely do love manga, I think that it'd do me well to read different things too once in a while. Seeming to sense that she can't win in this argument, Natsuki almost visibly backs down. Her outspoken nature really does make up for her physically small stature. Whatever. Natsuki, guys, let's just stop fighting. Everyone has their own super good taste in literature, so we shouldn't keep arguing over it. I'm sure that I'll enjoy everyone's recommendations equally as much. After all, you guys are all smart and definitely more experienced in literature than me. I'm just gonna say that I wasn't trying to attack you or whatever. It's just that there's a lot of people who judge manga without even trying to read it themselves. So yeah, I guess that's the case. That's the closest we'll get to an apology from Natsuki. With that, the tension in the room slowly dissipates. It feels as though everyone in the room is holding in their breath until now. Yuri quietly hands me a copy of the book she's holding. Well, thanks, Yuri. You're welcome. You should read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. After a brief pause, the girls move on to their own things. Man, it seems that I seem to be in a harbinger of awkwardness when it comes to Natsuki and Yuri. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off the schedule activities at the club. Like the poetry thing, I've already steeled myself for the critique I'll probably be receiving. But it seems that we have some downtime before then. Well, looks like I won't be able to just immediately get it over with. What are the others doing right now? Siri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Probably discussing club matters, given that they're the president and vice president. As expected, Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. A few huffs of annoying sounds from her direction every once in a while. Everyone seems to be doing their own thing today. Natsuki is rummaging around the cupboard, and Yuri is sitting by herself, silently engrossed in her book. Meanwhile, Monica and Siri seem to be talking animatedly about something. I'm not really in the mood to read anything. I slump down in the nearest desk. Closing my eyes, I end up listening in on Siri's conversation with Monica. The problem with a literature club is that it just doesn't sound particularly exciting. Plus, people already have their own preconceptions about what a club would be like. I'm a bit worried that it might assume we're all pretentious and haughty. Yeah, it's a real shame that people can't look past their assumptions. Still, I'm confident we can come up with something. We can't just give up. This festival is a real chance to show everyone what literature is all about. After all, we have such variety here. Everyone's poems and writing styles are so different. Natsuki loves manga and Yuri's really into horror. There should be something here for everyone, you know? Read! I'm glad everyone has such different tastes. It really helps bring the club to life. That's exactly what we want everyone else to see. We just need to find a way of showing how fun literature can be. Something that really stands out and appeals to their creative sides. That doesn't solve the problem, though. Huh? What do you mean? Well, even if we came up with the most fun thing ever, I don't think people will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So I think it's more important to figure out how to get people interested in the first place, right? And then once they're here, we can do whatever to appeal to their creative sides. Huh. This is a side of Sayori I haven't seen before. She's really taking this seriously and giving it a lot of thought. Excellent point, Sayori. Where would I be without my vice president? Okay, do you think food would get the job done? I can practically hear Sayori's face light up, even though I have my eyes closed. Food? Kind! You like that idea, huh? I was thinking cupcakes! Natsuki would love that. Good thinking. Her cupcakes are so good. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Seriously, they, really help me write. Okay, cupcakes will do fine. All talk about food has made me hungry. Anyway, don't forget we still have to sort out the details of the festival itself. I tune out the rest of the conversation as tiredness takes a stronger hold on me. Sayori is still her usual self, bubbly and goofy. I guess some people never change. It brings a smile to my face. Although I was surprised to see her so dedicated. I always remember her as the kind of person who just improvises things. Kinda like me, actually. I didn't expect to see Sayori's face taking up my vision when I opened my eyes. I nearly fell out of my chair. Wake up, sleepyhead! Geez, Sayori, you scared me. Sorry. Hang on, not sorry at all. Why are you napping? This is a literature club, not the napping club. Wait, our school has a napping club? Hey, don't try to change the subject, mister. The others won't like you if they catch you sleeping, you know. I don't want you getting in trouble. Sayori. You've not changed one bit. Huh? You've always used to look out for me. Back when we used to hang out. I remember that. Do you remember that time when we went on a bike ride to that park? It feels like such a long time ago. Yeah, I think I do, actually. It was in the summer. You're talking about the time I fell off my bike and hurt my knee, right? Yeah, that one. You were in a lot of pain, but you were trying to act like it was no big deal. You were so silly. I had to go and get a band-aid. That memory makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. In fact, I could tell straight away which memory she was talking about. Makes me wonder if we have a psychic bond or something. Good times. Good times. By the way, did you know you have big toothpaste stain in your collar? No I don't. She nervously picks at the stain with her hands, and I stand up and get a closer look at her. Wait a sec, your collar's sticking up a bit. Your hair doesn't look brushed either. Were you in a rush this morning? I reach out and run my fingers down the messy part of her hair in a vain attempt to straighten it out. Her hair is really soft and smells faintly like of cinnamon? I'm probably making this worse. You really need a brush, Sayori. No, I don't. My hair is just naturally like this. Okay, maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. But it's super hard to get right. I give up with her hair and try to wipe the stain off my fingers. Much like with her hair, I'm not having much luck. Come on, Sarah, you can't fool me. I know I've not seen you much over the past few years, but I still know you. I could tell when you've been in a rush. People wouldn't even notice these things. They would. They just wouldn't say anything because they don't want to embarrass you. I give up with the stain and step back, looking at the blazer. But luckily for you, I'm not bothered about that. Also, why don't you ever button up your blazer? She shrugs. It was too stuffy last time I tried it. With a sigh, I start buttoning it up. Aww. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking about how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things. I freeze. Now that I think about it, the situation is a little suggestive. After all, my hands are very close to her chest. Come on, Richie, get together. You're not helping out a friend at all. You're just helping out a friend, that's all. Don't say that. There's nothing weird about this. If you say so. It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Makes me feel like nothing has really changed between us. Don't you think? Yeah, I guess. Ugh, why is this button so hard to close? Hey, be careful. It's impossible. Does this thing not even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. You know, if you actually buttoned it, you'd probably realize sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. Wait, what's so funny? Don't you see? It means my boobs are getting bigger again. What am I supposed to reply to that? Jeez, Sayori, don't say it out loud. Anyway, you look a bit better now. See Sayori's blazer buttoned up like this is weird. It's so stuffy. I told you. She quickly unbuttons it again. There goes all my hard work. It's better. Thank you for that, though. Even though I prefer the blazer unbuttoned, it was really thoughtful of you to do this for me. Even if you were a bit of a meanie. I do try, you know. I'm sorry. I just want what's best for you, that's all. Just try to give yourself a bit more time in the morning, okay? Only if you promise to stop napping in the club. I laughed. She got me there. It's a deal. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share our poems we wrote now? Yay! I can't wait to read yours, Richie. Don't expect too much, Sayori. By the way, you did remember to write a poem, right? Don't worry, I'm not much of a slacker. I've got it right here in my bag. I riffled through some stray papers and pulled out the page I wrote on my poem on. While I can't help but feel a bit nervous, I have to admit that I'm excited now. Talking to these girls has really calmed my nerves, and now I'm just eager to share my poem. After all, judging by each girl's personality, I doubt that anyone would say anything nasty about it. Well, Natsuki, I don't know if she'd be unduly harsh though. She just seems like the type of person who enjoys ribbing on her friends. Either way, I hope they realize I put hard work into it. I figured that it'd only be fair to repay their warm welcome by showing effort in their club activities. Now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? Can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a neat black composition notebook. I can see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. She's going to put us all to shame. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. Ooh, also, can I just say I really like how the choices are all blue instead of pink. That's just a really nice change. Anyways, Sayori. I'm most definitely comfortable with sharing with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. Wow, Richie, this is so good. Seriously, this is your first poem? Huh? It's not that good. Jeez. Seriously, it is. I love it. I have no idea you're such a good poet. Sorry, you're overreacting a bit. It's really nothing special. It is. Trust me, it is. How did you write it? Huh? What do you mean? Like, what did you think of while you wrote this? This is gonna sound a bit weird, but I thought of you? She gives me a brief look of disbelief and a faint blush on her cheeks. Me? Yeah, hey, not in like a weird way or anything. I just thought of words that reminded me of you and went along with that. It just felt kind of natural doing it that way, I guess. Well, if it works, it works. It looks like the club really is the best place for you. Well, I'm glad you like it, Sayori. Good to know that I'm not totally in over my head here. She looks at me for a moment, not saying anything. There's a few moments of an odd silence. Earth to Sayori. She jumps slightly. Sorry. I'm just not used to seeing you around again, that's all. To have you in the club writing poems, it's lovely though. It just takes a little getting used to. Uh, yeah, that's understandable. I'm a bit surprised myself to be honest, but I'm enjoying it here so far. That's good to hear. Do you want to read my poem now? I'm not very good though. Only one way to find out. Dear. Okay, yeah, it's a Dear Sunshine. Wait, click outside poem area to continue. Oh, they changed it. Or is that actually, I'm pretty sure that was never there before. Okay, so yeah, it's the same poem as before. Well, what do you think? I hesitate as I answer. It's not that it was a bad poem. In fact, it was great. I'm just really inexperienced with poetry, especially feedback. It's really you. What's that supposed to mean? As in, the poem just really reminds me of you. It made me feel really good inside. Really? Yeah, I had no idea what to expect, as this is my first time reading your poetry. But the way it was written, I don't know. It feels really wholesome and cheery. Like you are. I also really like the last line. Trust you of all people to include breakfast in their poems. Hey, I was eating when I wrote. Siri starts speaking immediately as if she accidentally let something slip. Oh, so you wrote the poem this morning? Huh? No. Well, maybe. I forgot to write it last night. Well, at least we know where your inspiration comes from. Toast. Well, I suppose if it sounds silly, but it works, then it isn't silly. Either way, thanks for showing me your poem, Sayori. It was really good. I'm happy you think so. Anyways, next time I won't forget. Tomorrow's poem will be even better. I'll hold you to that. Alright, Natsuki. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What I mean is that it's just kind of average. Doesn't really evoke any emotions. So kind of bland for your taste? Natsuki furrows her eyebrows at me. My taste? That's supposed to mean, huh? Jeez, I feel like what's that supposed to mean is everyone's favorite phrase or something. Like everyone's just a little bit of white schnee, you know? Oh, nothing. Well, anyway, guess I'll show you my poem now. Not that you'll like it or anything. Sometimes. Some folks are winners, some only lose. Some are go-getters, some only cruise. Sometimes we try hard and give it our all. Sometimes we give up. What else can we do? Wait, I think is that a new poem? I think that's a poem exclusive to this mod. There's no way that's actually in the actual game. Cause like, cause like the actual thing is like, it's like people can, like I think it's called birds can fly or people can't fly or something like that. I don't know. Told you you hate it. Actually, I like it. What? Just say it's good because I'm a girl. Be honest. What? No, it has nothing to do with you being a girl. I genuinely like the poem. Really? Yeah, it's simple but pretty effective. Finally, someone who gets it! People in high school think poetry has to be all formal and vague. But they don't realize that simple writing is just as effective, if not more. The reader shouldn't have to search for the meaning, it's just stupid. Besides, the simpler the writing, the more emphasis on wordplay. Like how I made most of the lines start with some. Yeah, I noticed that. What? Made the last couplets seem more powerful. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. Well, good job then. Didn't expect that from the youngest of the club, did ya? Yeah, I guess not. Alright. Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes more than enough for her to finish reading. Is everything okay? Goodness, sorry. I know what I want to convey, but I need to find the right words. I understand, take your time. Okay, I think I know what to say. Do you have any prior writing experience? To be honest, not really. Is it that obvious? I don't mean to be rude, but I guess that it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's a bad thing. Ah, so it's bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. Yuri seems to be incredibly introverted. It must take her a long time to warm up to new people. Don't worry about it. We all start somewhere, right? What were you saying? Right. I just noticed a few qualities consistent with newer writers that showed up in your poem. Perhaps what stands out the most is that you've tried very hard to make the structure of this poem your own. And that's okay. But if this is the first poem you've written, it might be prudent to consider more traditional structures, couplets, sonnets, haiku, and the like. If you're not confident in your writing style, it'll show in your piece. It's like Yuri is a totally different person when she gets going. She sounds incredibly confident, stands tall, speaking clearly. Again, that's not your fault. I think that once you study poetic structures and techniques a bit more, you'll be able to put together a truly wonderful composition. I appreciate the feedback, Yuri. It sounds like you're well versed in this sort of thing. Would it be okay if I took a look at what you've written? Oh goodness, of course. Please let me know what you think. I'd be thrilled to explain my process. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? Humble. Wait, this is a different poem. Okay, wait. This is not usually her first poem. Tumble. Hail falls down like discarded dust of overused emotions, dragging down blankets made of want. The slender string pierces my eyelids, barely painful, and pulls them shut. Ever so heavy, ever so heavy. I think I've misplaced something. Is there a piece missing? You need all the pieces to fix something. Please don't look for it. There are more important things for you to do today. Oh, she's pretty cool. I'm sorry if the writing is a bit illegible. Once my pen touches the page, I just want to get my thoughts down. Fine, Yuri. I was able to read it just fine. I wasn't thinking that at all. Are you sure? It seems like you took a while to read it. Well, I guess I don't see cursive often. But it's really nice when I do. Your writing's actually quite pretty. Is that so? I'm glad you think so. It made your poem stand out even more as well. It's as though your handwriting fits your word choice and vice versa. It wasn't too short, was it? I'm used to writing longer pieces, but since this is the first time we're sharing, I thought it would be easier to share. That makes sense. Do you mind telling me what it's about, though? I'm not sure I understand. Sorry, I didn't mean to write something so confusing. Oh, it's not that. I just want to be sure I'm reading it properly. I see. I suppose from a cursory glance it might not be obvious. But part of what makes poetry magical is how you can conjure up a vivid image with your words. While on the surface it might seem a bit out there, if you look a little deeper, you might find you might be able to find a deeper meaning hidden amongst the lines compounded by the metaphors used. For example, the words and images in this poem aren't meant to be taken at face value. In actuality, it's supposed to represent the last remnants of something lost to the past, the sense of plaintive longing that comes with it. Huh, that's pretty impressive when you put it that way. Oh, I wouldn't go that far, but thanks for the compliment. Hopefully during your time here, your understanding of poetry will grow. These things will come to you naturally. I'll do my best. Thank you for sharing with me, Yuri. Of course. Finally, Monica. Richie, I hope you've been enjoying your time here. Yeah, definitely. Probably sound like a broken record by now, but everyone's been really welcoming. Ah, there's the Monica pose that I'm so used to. There's the one we're all used to now. Well, a broken record isn't so bad when it plays something so nice. I guess so. Anyway, since you're new and everything, feel free to bring up any questions or concerns you may have. It's my duty as president to make sure that everything is perfect. I'd have to say that you've been doing a good job of that already. I doubt that I'll ever have something to complain about. Either way, I'm always open to new suggestions for the club as well. So don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. She says that, but it's gonna be a bit intimidating to try and criticize Monica of all people. I I really don't think that there's going to be anything I'll need to speak up about either. One of the other two girls would probably say something before I ever needed to. Natsuki definitely would. Now that that's out of the way, feel like sharing your poem with me? I mean, I don't really have much of a choice in the matter, do I? You shouldn't be thinking like that. Yeah, I was just joking. Kinda. It's alright, Richie. I get that it's probably really awkward for you to share creative work when you're just a beginner. Especially since the rest of us have a bit more experience than you do. That's an understatement. Don't worry though. I'm a little embarrassed today, you know. I don't think many people out there share their poetry on a regular basis. But it's the sort of thing that you get used to pretty quickly once you get it over with. Yeah, that's true. I hit my poem over with a sigh. Don't grade me too harshly. You'll be fine. I watch nervously as she quickly scans through my poem. Mm-hmm. Interesting poem, Richie. It has a very mellow yet emotional feel to it. I didn't know that you were this in tune with your feelings, Richie. I can feel my cheeks growing red hot at her teasing. You think? No need to feel so embarrassed about this. Poetry is a very personal thing, so it's not surprising to see you putting your raw emotions down on paper. Actually, your poem reminds me of something Sayori would write. Really? How so? I mean, you and Sayori are really good friends, right? It shouldn't be too far-fetched for you to write similarly. Well, I guess you could say we used to be good friends at least. We kind of drifted apart over the years, so I guess it surprises me that we would have some things in common like that. This club is the perfect opportunity to become closer again then, don't you think? I guess so. Anyway, much like yours, series writing tends to have a gentle feel to it. She often uses her words to quietly meander through her imagination and explore different emotions. Most of the time, I find that she addresses happiness and sadness in equal amounts, creating a bittersweet tone. Wow, that's kind of unexpected of her. Maybe she's changed more throughout the years than I thought. I know, right? Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy the pain of tragedy as well? You know, sometimes you sound like Yuri when you talk about poetry. Eh? Really? Yeah, I guess you really like it then, huh? You could say that. It'd really make me happy if you could get into poetry as well. No pressure, right? For real though, feel free to explore different things and experiment. Maybe you'll find maybe you'll find yourself writing in a way you never would have thought you would, just like Sayori does. Yeah, I'm sure I'll end up doing a lot of different things before I settle on my own style. And it'll still take a while before I'm completely comfortable in sharing my writing. It's perfectly fine. In fact, I'd probably be more surprised if you immediately started writing in your own style. Most people go through the same process that you're going through right now. Trying new things is the best way to find the kind of style that suits you after all. Anyway, when we talk to everyone about it, naturally they'll be a bit biased towards their own kinds of styles. After all, I know I am. But don't force yourself to write in some way just because someone else wants you to. You should try to focus on what you want to do. Feel free to ask me to help anytime though. I try to be as objective as possible when I talk to people about these topics. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. Always on duty as club president, eh? Well, let's get reading then. The box. It's new poem, okay. I don't know. Maybe I just like playing the DDLC mods because of different poems that people could think of. But like, the box. I see, but I don't believe. A lone fingerprint glistening on gleaming glass. Was it me? Was I always the one in the dark? I pounded on the glass. My prison. Why? Why me? The pain jolts me back. The understanding pouring down a like heavy rain. It's all a farce. My heart's on display. My life's but a script just playing away. The world out there has seemed so bright. It was so free, so many choices, so much potential. Maybe I could have had a chance. I realize now that there was never a choice. I was stuck in this box, and they on the other side chose for me. Oh, so her poem is it's still like fourth wall kind of feel, but like it still has that fourth wall feel, like that epiphany that she always had in normal default runs, but like but it also has that feeling of like it's original to the mod itself. I think that's really cool. So, what do you think? Hmm, I don't know how to say it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. I definitely get a certain kind of feeling from reading your poem, but I'm not sure how to put it in words. Hmm, I can understand that. Just try to articulate it however you want. You can use metaphors outside of poetry, you know. Well, when you put it like that, I don't know. I'd say your poem is kind of abstract, very vague at least. Like I can't quite tell what exactly you're talking about, but even so, I can feel what the speaker's feeling. Yeah, I think that describes my poem pretty well. Eh, really? Mm-hmm. I do like my metaphors. Well, you'd probably be hard pressed to find a poem without a metaphor, actually. Yeah, they're pretty well covered in English class, at least. The ability to convey emotions and concepts through words, describing things even the writer might never have experienced before. I find that really powerful. When you write a metaphor, it allows the reader to focus on the emotions in the poem. I guess it kind of opens up the reader to have their own interpretations. Exactly. It's fascinating when people can diverge from the creator's original intent to find their own meaning in a work of art. Yeah. What was your original intent then? Uh, I think it'd be more fun if you tried to figure it out for yourself. Eh, that just makes me more curious now. Maybe I'll tell you one day. But for now, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or anything for that matter, you get too fixated on a specific point. But if you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. So the best thing you do is just force yourself to get something down on paper, then tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and write whatever is in your heart. Easier said than done. I get what she's trying to say though. It's better to look back on your work with fresh eyes after you've gotten something down sometimes. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening! Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was surprisingly fun, albeit a bit stressful. I already knew that I wouldn't be able to write to that quality of the girls, but I tried my best. Everyone here is incredibly talented. Well, all the girls at least. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting again. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. As I watch, Natsuki breezes through Yuri's poem, her eyes skipping over the words. Meanwhile, Yuri stares at the paper in her hands, smiling sadly. Natsuki quickly hands Yuri her poem back. Here, I'm done. Already? Yeah, it's not like it was super hard to read. I'm not illiterate, you know. Huh, it was hard for me to understand at least. I just wanted to make sure that you caught all the figurative language I employed. Yeah, I did. It was fancy. Thanks. However, I believe that you'd enjoy it more if you looked deeper into it. I enjoyed it plenty already. Anyways, are you finished with my poem then? Yes, yours is cute. Cute? Didn't you learn anything from our conversation yesterday? Yuri looks shocked, regret seeping into her expression. Seems like both girls still hold their own prejudices, despite whatever common ground they have. How can it be cute? You're standing there thinking I haven't read your poem when it's really you who hasn't read my poem. It's clearly about the push and pull between giving up and trying hard. I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. Well, maybe you should look deeper into my poem. Be- because I because I used that type of language on purpose. I see. But if I may give a suggestion, these more involved matters may be better suited in more complex diction. The art of poetry is deeply intertwined with. Look, I know what you're trying to do, but it won't work on me. I'm sorry, but I don't quite understand. Writing in this way doesn't make you look cool or smart, okay? It just makes you look super pretentious. If you write with a thesaurus open next to you, you're just going to alienate everyone. Using all these big words to make up for the lack of depth? Poetry isn't about impressing people. So you can just stop. Holy crap. I stare wide at Monica and Sayori, who have also fallen silent now. They stare back at me, looking unsure what to do. I'm guessing that they don't usually have many arguments in the club. Although tensions between Natsuki and Yuri already seemed kind of high. Lack of depth? Yeah, that's right. So if I can give some suggestions now. Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I really must ask. What makes you believe that they'll accept your advice after you've been so rude to me? Huh? Rude? It was just blunt honesty. Do you ever consider that other people don't hold the same opinions as you? What are you trying to say? Do I really need to spell it out for you? Yeah, you do. I want to see if you're really going there. The irony. I dare you to say it. Yuri gives a small laugh of disbelief. I must thank you, Natsuki. I've never been this angry in my life. It's actually given me the courage to speak up. Is that why you're angry all the time? Guys, we shouldn't involve you! Sayori, please don't rob me of my moment. So this is your moment to shine or something? Strange to take pride in, don't you think? No. It's my moment to finally speak my mind. While I still have the strength to. Yuri... Natsuki, have you ever realized how selfish you are? Suddenly, Yuri seems to be overpowering everyone else in the room. What? Everything always needs to go your way. You always jump to conclusions and make rash decisions without regarding for the consequences. And it's never your fault, is it? You don't know me. No. You don't know me either. And yet you spoke as if you knew everything about me. Quite simply, you don't. The very fact that you don't think your blunt honesty was incredibly rude just goes to show about how narrow-minded you truly are. Seizing a moment, Yuri boldly carries on, disdain dripping from each word. I know it must be difficult to concept for you to understand, but the whole world doesn't need to revolve around you and your manga. So tell me, why should I take advice from someone who can only see their own perspective? Everyone knows it. Monica, Sayori, even Richie. Don't you remember how hostile you were to Richie when he first joined us? I wasn't being hostile. We haven't had a new member in a long time. Sorry, not sorry for keeping on my toes. And that's how I talk to everyone, not just Richie. Am I supposed to change my whole personality to cater how you think I should be? If Richie has a problem with my jokes, he can tell me. You don't get to speak for him. Yuri closes her eyes and shakes her head, carrying on as if she didn't hear the outburst. Do you really expect new members to just be able to speak up so easily? Not everyone is as unafraid of being brutish cretin as you. The rest of us were so excited to have a new member, but did that thought ever cross your mind? No, you just let your own selfish thoughts dictate your behavior. Selfish? They weren't You could have scared them off. That might have been what you wanted, but what about the rest of us? I just explained myself, for God's sake, but as per usual, you weren't listening. You know, for someone who has been ranting about how narrow-minded I am, you're pretty intolerant yourself. There, I used a big word. Do I sound like Shakespeare yet? Am I worthy of your attention now? Ouch, both girls really have their claws out. Also, Monica and Sari didn't have any issue with me yesterday. It's just you. Of course they did, Natsuki. They just didn't say anything. Monica's too responsible and Sari's too kind. So why don't we ask Richie then, as a more unbiased spectator? Fine. Richie, who's right, me or Yuri? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? I don't even know what they want me to decide at this point. Should I just ignore all the personal stuff and just talk about their poetry? That's what started the argument after all. But it's not like I'm a good judge of writing quality given that I'm just a beginner. I don't think it'd be fair for me to take either side either, especially since I'm new here. Maybe I should try to defer to one of the club's leaders. Oh, this is different. Because usually you have to take up either Yuri or Natsuki's side, and now I have to pick either Sayori or Monica to hell. Well, I mean, I feel like Sayori would be the best bet since I am going the Sayori route, so it would probably make more sense to just pick Sayori. Especially since Sayori is the one that stops the argument in the original game anyways. I hate being put on the spot like this, but both Yuri and Natsuki are looking at me. While their hostility isn't aimed at me, I still feel like I'm the target of their for the anger in their eyes. Guys, I go up nervously as a bead of sweat trickles down my neck. I'm really not the best judge for this. After all, I'm new, so I'm painfully aware of how weak my voice sounds. Neither girl looks impressed. Wow, real help you are. Natsuki. Let me guess. Blah, blah, blah. You're being so rude. You're a broken record. Shut up. Yuri, shut up. So you're finally realizing how insolent you are. You got there in the end. Well done. You're such a bit. Stop! We're all set into silence that I've never heard Sayori angry before, and even Natsuki looks taken aback. Immediately, the anger on Sayori's face was replaced by a flood of tears and anger giving away to sadness. Guys, enough of this. Please. You're tearing apart this club. Please don't do this. I love this place so much. You guys are both my friends. I hate it when people fight. It's horrible. This place means so much to me, and I know it means a lot to you guys as well. So please, can we stop arguing over whose style is better? It doesn't even matter. You're both unique, and that's what counts. Yuri and Natsuki both look incredibly ashamed of themselves. I guess neither of them expected that their argument would hurt Sayori so much. That once raging fire has been snuffed out and replaced with smoldering embers. I really like your simple style, Natsuki. It's so nice to sit down and read a poem that springs to life. And I know the others do as well. Monica and I nodded in earnest, putting a small smile on Natsuki's face. And Yuri, I'm amazed at how complex and deep your poems are. They're really in depth. But there's no need to argue over which style is better. You can't really compare them anyway. It depends on what mood you're in. She's right, guys. Sometimes you're just in the mood for something simple, and sometimes you might want something a bit more complex. It's like music or movies. People are like a variety of things. You can't really say that comedy as a genre is better than action, can you? Both types appeal to different things. You wouldn't want an action movie for laughs, would you? I look over to Sayori and give her a reassuring smile. She returns with a watery smile of her own, but rubbing her tears away. Aww. You said it, Richie. She turns to face Yuri and Natsuki once more. Now, you both said some stuff that was pretty mean, but I know neither of you meant it. Neither of you are narrow-minded. Although it would be nice if you could like each other's stuff a bit more. So could you try doing that a little? Please, for me, for the club? I can't help but laugh as she puts on puppy dog eyes. I don't think she realizes the right time to use them. Sure, whatever. I'll try. Yuri takes a deep breath, finally lifting her eyes off the floor. You're right, Sayori. I'll also make an effort. And Natsuki? What? Natsuki still looks quite defiant, as though expecting another insult from Yuri. I apologize for what I said. Your style has its own merits. Natsuki blinks as though slapped in the face. She clearly wasn't expecting an apology. Meh, it's fine. I don't worry about it. Your style is. She diverts her eyes downward once more. I guess what I'm trying to say is you write pretty well. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have said that stuff. Me neither. There's an awkward silence. That's much better, guys. Thank you for putting your differences aside. We all really appreciate it. I'll go and make some tea. She rushes off as Natsuki wanders over to the closet. I glance over at Monica. She hasn't said a word throughout the whole argument, which surprised me. I should have been the one who said all of that. Why didn't you then? I wince as the words leave my mouth. They sounded more accusatory than I would have liked. Well, I know I'm the leader. I run this club, but I'm not the greatest with people. I frown. If she isn't great with people, how could she run a club? She must have caught the confusion on my face as she hastened to explain. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm fine with people, it's just their drama I can't really deal with. Ugh, girl, you and me both. Well, that's why you have Sayori, right? Mm-hmm. She's an excellent vice president, able to deal with conflict much better than I can. Which is pretty embarrassing, at least for me. That should have been my duty to deal with, not hers. I don't blame you. Seriously, it was pretty tough to get involved. I could barely speak up. True, but that's exactly the sort of thing a president should be able to deal with. Nah, come on, Monica. Don't see it like that. You and Sayori just have different strengths is all. I always thought of her as a little ditzy sometimes, but she definitely has a knack for social situations. Definitely. I'm very grateful to have her as my vice president. Well, the both of you do a really good job running this place. I know that's a bit of an early assessment. But, you know, first impressions and all. She smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. You're too kind, Richie. I'm glad Sayori brought you along to the club. I really do hope you stick around. Don't worry, I will. Monica seems like such a genuine person. She makes a great president, regardless of what she might think. Hopefully I'll be able to properly get to know her during the school year. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poetry? I noticed that she carefully avoids mentioning the argument that just occurred. It was a lot of fun. Some moments were worth it. It's alright. Well, mostly. Richie, how about you? I actually really enjoyed it myself. It seems like I do like expressing myself through poetry. A lot more than I initially thought. Everyone looks at me. The girl's smiling at me. It was really cool getting to see everyone's different writing styles. That's awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing now. And hopefully you'll learn something from us too. So your poems will turn out even better. Yeah. I think to myself a bit as I began to pack up. Today I managed to learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems that everyone likes. With any luck, I'll be able to learn more about the girls as individuals through their themes and messages. I nod to myself, turning to Sayori. Hey Sayori, ready to walk home? Sure. Okay, see you guys tomorrow then. As we leave the club room, Sayori turns back to wave at the girls. I do the same. Natsuki smiles, then quickly looks away to act like she doesn't care. Yuri awkwardly smiles and nods. As expected from the school idol, Monica gives a friendly grin and waves back. Sayori, about what happened earlier. Eh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. I remember you told me yesterday that they sometimes bicker, but all their arguments normally that bad? I feel a little guilty as I ask her, as I know she doesn't like talking about conflict. But there's a slight dip in the cheeriness of her voice as she replies. No, not at all. They have their differences, but it's the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. They're both wonderful people, I promise. You hate them or anything, do you? Oh, not at all. It's only normal for people to argue. I guess I was just curious. After all, you know them better than I do. Suri lets out a relieved sigh. You know, Richie, it's been so nice seeing you again. I didn't really think we'd get to spend much time with one another again. Yeah, tell me about it. It's been really fun hanging out again. I don't really know when we started drifting away or why. Guess it was just life coming between us. She nods, looking a little reflective. Still, I'm glad you let me join your club. I'm not going to lie. At first, I was a bit doubtful when you told me it was about literature. But hey, I guess it just goes to show that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. She giggles and I frown. Did I say something funny? You got that one from Natsuki, didn't you? What? Oh, right. She did say that yesterday. Suri might be known as a bit of an airhead, but sometimes she can really notice things that others don't. I wonder what it's really like inside of her head. Ah, you haven't changed at all, Richie. You always knew how to make me laugh. I blushed slightly. I've never really known how to react to compliment, especially when it comes to someone of the opposite sex. I'm glad I'm still able to do that. I'll be honest though, I didn't think I'd make so many new friends joining the club. Well, they're a really nice bunch. I'm not surprised. Yeah, a pretty warm welcome. She nods contentedly. Anyway, let's see what the future holds. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. These girls are all interesting characters, aren't they? Different personalities and a variety of writing styles. Yet they're all united under the same club. I briefly wonder how Monica found them all. In just 2 days, I feel like I've made progress each member. Getting to know Yuri and Natsuki, actually getting to talk to Monica a little bit. And of course, reuniting with an old friend. I never would have guessed that this would all come to join the club, but hey, I'm not complaining. Let's just hope my writing improves over time so I can write poems to a standard more like theirs. Speaking of which, there's work to be done tonight. Let's do this! Ooh, baby. That was a lot. I didn't notice there was music in the loading screen. Alright, well then. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video here for now. This is actually a really good mod so far. The story is vastly different, and I really like that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do.